Hello folks, we've got another one for you guys today. This is gonna be an 04 350Z. The vehicle dropped off a couple days ago for a complete audio upgrade. And on this episode today, we're gonna be focusing on the custom subwoofer box build for this vehicle. So just to give you guys a quick heads up here, as you can see in the trunk here, the geometry is pretty unique. So this is definitely gonna be a quite complex design. On this project, we're going to be using the Focal Flax Evo series speakers. On here we have the coax set going at the rear, and for the subwoofer we're going to be using this L7 Solo-Baric. These are the dual 4 ohm configuration. Like I said, for the speakers we're going to be using at the back this PC165FE, and on the front stage we're going to be doing the component set. That part has not been delivered yet, so the order was split, and so far this is what we got. So you can quickly take a look here to see what these Solo-Baric L7 look like. They're pretty beefy, as you can see, so pretty well built, and just gonna give us some good punch at the back there. Pretty sure this customer is gonna be happy with the result. Okay, all right, so let's take it from there, guys. Alright folks, we're going with a ported box for this design, and typically what you do when you want to design a ported box is jump right ahead into WINISD, design your box, and come up with a dimension for the box and the port according to what tuning frequency you're trying to accomplish. But because this is a custom installation, it's a completely different game. You're gonna have to start first with the vehicle, and then you come up with the actual volume that is gonna be available for your box. And then once you have that information, you can then jump into WINISD and then design the best performing box that you can according to the volume that you have. So first of all, we're going to design the overall shape of our box from the vehicle, and then once that's done, we will jump into WINISD and come up with our port dimension and the box tuning frequency depending on the best frequency response graph we can get. So that being said, here am I going back and forth between the vehicle and the computer, cutting pieces from the design one after another just to make sure that each piece fit before I move on and cut the next one. Otherwise, you're going to go ahead and cut all pieces, and then you'll find yourself stuck somewhere because one of the pieces did not fit. Also, as you make progress, you want to double check yourself and make sure that nothing is going to be on the way and prevent your subwoofer from sitting the way you wanted it to. So far so good. So we're going to go ahead and assemble these pieces together and move ahead with the same process. Again, we're doing it this way because we want to make sure that if there is any mistake on the design, we do not carry it over all the way to the end and find ourselves with a box that's not going to fit in a vehicle. We want to make sure we rectify it on the process before we move further. On to the next piece of the puzzle, guys. This is going to be the curvy shape that we have in the trunk there. And here we go, guys. By the way, we did have to cut this piece twice because the first piece did not align properly inside the curvy shape in the trunk. And again, that's the reason why, like I mentioned before, you do not want to build a box like this without the vehicle in hand. So now that we rectify that problem, we can then move further with the next part. And sure enough, the next piece of our puzzle here today is going to be these L shapes on the side. These are going to complete the bottom section of our box, and as you guys can see here, these pieces are fitting perfectly fine. So we're going to go ahead and glue and nail those pieces on there, and then go back to the vehicle just to triple check our work. So here we have it, guys, a really nice fit for this 350Z. So at this point, guys, we can safely take this box off the vehicle and complete this build on the bench. All right, and also with the portion that we have built so far, we have all the information we need to do the math and come up with the internal volume of this box. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do right now, guys. We're going to do the math, come up with the internal volume so we can take that information over to WINISD and come up with our port dimension before we complete the assembling. I figured that I may just use this picture on the computer to show you the technique that I did use on this project to come up with the volume of the box. So the first thing I did was divide the internal area into what I call zones. So as you can see on the box here, it's marked zone 1. On here you can see zone 2, Z2 for zone 2, and over here Z3 for zone 3. So I did the math already, but I'm just using this as an illustration to show you how I came up with those numbers. Okay, so For zone 1, I do the depth times the width times the height. That gave me the number that you see here. So this is the volume of this zone here. Now, same thing for zone, okay, let's go to zone 3 first. Zone 3 is pretty much the same deal. I do the depth times the width times the height. That gives me Z3 here, which is zone 3. Now, for zone 2, it's a little tricky because the shape is kind of odd. So first of all, I did the math for this rectangle, and then I did the math for this other portion here, and then add the two of them together, and that gave me the number that you see here, which is 0.26. Okay, now the 0.26 I did times 2 because this same area here, I also have it on this side. All right, and then it's the same deal in the cabin there. In there we did have zone 4 and 5. That's how I came up with the overall volume of this box that I'm going to be using on WINISD. So that being said, guys, let me show you the math that I did here. So this is the node that I was using during the build, by the way. So as you can see, it's divided into different areas. So here we have the trunk. The trunk has zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. And these are the dimensions that I was using to come up with numbers. In the cabin, we did have zone 4 and zone 5 using the same technique. So up here, I added zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3 to come up with the total volume for the trunk, which was 3.32 cubic feet. And then in the cabin, I came up with zone 4 and 5, which was 1.25 cubic feet. And then at the end of the day, the total volume of the box is going to be the sum of these two totals. Okay, so I came up with 4.44 cubic feet, which is the sum of these two here. All right, guys, and as you can see, it says 4.44 minus port, because the port area is included in this number. So when we come up with the dimension of the port, we're going to have to remove it from this number. All right, fellows, so now that we are ready to jump into WINISD, before we go there, I'm going to share a few really important pieces of information here with you guys so you understand what I'm doing. Okay, so before I went into WINISD, I did come here to figure out where I can actually install the port in this trunk section. And when you look at this, the best way to install the port here would be to use this bottom wall and then the rear wall of the box, because those are pretty much the only walls that are kind of flat. Anything else has some sort of odd shape. Since that's the plan, before I go into WINISD, I needed to take the dimensions that we have here. And from here all the way to this side here, that's 19.5 inch. So knowing that I'm going to use a 1/2 inch MDF to design this port, I can go ahead and subtract that thickness from this width here. So a 1/2 inch times 2, that's 1 inch. And I know that from here all the way to here, that's 19.5. So that means I have 18.5 inch width for my port. That is what I have. I do not want to change that value. So I'm going to stick to that, and I'm going to be able to play with the height here, but the width is going to remain that value. For the length of the port, I measure all the way up to the rear wall here. From there, going up to where I figured that the maximum height could be. When I did that measurement, the maximum length available there was about 21 or 21 and a half, 21 inch. Those are two really important pieces of information that we want to have in mind when we work onto WINISD. So here we are in WINISD to design our port. As you can see on the left hand side here, I do have a couple of files that I loaded in the software, and this is because I want to have some references. So I went ahead on Kicker website and I designed one file with what they have as recommendation for a small enclosure. And this is what you have here. It says Solo-Baric with Kicker small box. This design is actually having all the dimension that they have for a small box on Kicker website. And same deal over here. They have two recommendations, a small box and a large enclosure. So the recommendation for the large enclosure is what I enter on this design right here. Okay, so all these information are from Kicker website. And then lastly, I have a design with the actual dimensions that we have in our 350Z. So these two here are going to serve as a reference when we design our box here. All right, guys. So let's start with the small enclosure from Kicker. So I'm going to plot this on the graph. Okay, let's double check the parameters here. So here we have our driver, the Kicker Solo-Baric L7. Here we have the number of drivers per chamber, which is 2. And if you want to double check the TS parameter, you can just go over here and go to parameter. So these are the TS parameter of this Solo-Baric driver. That's what it is. Okay. So back to our tabs here, we go into the box tab. You would notice that the volume we have here is 2.5. Online, what Kicker recommend is 1.25. We did have 2.5 because we have 2 drivers per chamber, all right? And the tuning frequency, don't worry about it for now. We're going to get there. So we go to the vent here. We have one vent, and the width of the vent that Kicker has online is 11.25. The height is 2.5. We doubled that value because we have 2 drivers, and the length of the vent now, as you can see here, this is not something that we can manually enter. So we're gonna have to play around with the tuning frequency here so we can obtain the value that they have. That's why I said here that don't worry about it, we're going to have to play with these numbers. So we did go ahead and play around with the frequency till we hit 48.25. So at 48.25 hertz, we were able to get a 19.74 inch port length. And on Kicker website, they have a 19.75 inch port length. So this is extremely close to what they have. So we can safely tell based off of this information that the recommended small enclosure that Kicker has on their website is tuned at 48.25 hertz. All right, guys, it's the same deal here with the large enclosure. We enter the information based off of what they have on the website. First of all, the driver, that's the same driver we're using here. If you can check the TS parameters, it's right there. Okay, and when we go back to the box, again, we have 2 drivers per chamber here. Okay, back to the box, they recommend 2.25 cubic feet per driver. Because we have 2 drivers, we do times 2. Tuning frequency, same deal. We're gonna have to play with it to obtain the port length. So when we go back to the port, they recommend 11.25 as a width. They recommend 3 inch as a height. We double that value because we have 2 drivers, and they recommend 18 inch as a port length. So you can see here we managed to obtain 18.37. That was the closest value to 18 that we were able to get. And then to get that value, we did have to play around with the tuning frequency till we got up to 40 hertz. That being said, we can safely say that the recommended large enclosure that Kicker has on their website is tuned at 40 hertz. Okay, already. Now let's move on to our own design here. This is the 350Z. Let's go with that now. We have the exact same driver here. TS parameter, if you want to double check, is right there. You can pause and check that. Now go back to our design. We have 2 drivers in a single chamber, and back to the box. Okay, we did play around here, guys. Remember, we did have 4.4 cubic feet total internal volume with our design. Now, coming up with the actual internal volume of the box without the port, the number that we came up with was 3.75 cubic feet. And with the 3.75 cubic feet, our vent was going to have that same width that we decided we're going to get, which is 18.5. The height we were supposed to come up with, and we did come up with 3.25. Now the port length, our target was not to exceed 23.5. Here we have 23.39. So we are well within the range. We know for sure that this port length can fit in this box. And with all those dimensions, our box is tuned at 38 hertz. So 38 hertz is the frequency that we were able to hit. I wish we were able to hit lower than this, but unfortunately we're working again with the custom design. We do not have to come up with our own numbers. We have certain numbers that we have to work around with, and then with those numbers, that was our best here. Okay, so let's plot the 3 transfer functions here and see what they look like beside each other. You can see here the Kicker, again, the Kicker small enclosure is going to peak around 50, what is that, 56 hertz. And this is our F3. Our F3 is around 28 hertz. Moving on to the Kicker large enclosure, here is our peak here. We got our F3 here around 33 hertz. That's our F3 for this large enclosure from Kicker. Again, our design here is going to be picking around the same frequency as the large Kicker enclosure, but we are going to be able to hit some lower frequency compared to their design. We are going to hit our F3 at around 31 hertz while they're hitting the F3 around 33 hertz. At the peak frequency, they're actually getting somewhere around 1.5 extra decibel compared to our design here, which is fine. Again, it is what it is. You work with what you got. I'm pretty happy with what we came up with here, and I think this is going to sound pretty good. So now that our transfer function is looking good, we're going to go ahead and make sure that this design is actually not going to have any other issue. Okay, so we need to check the port velocity and the X max. So let's go ahead first of all and do the let's take our X max cone excursion. Okay, so you can see here that our design is actually going to reach X max at 26 hertz, 26.6. So that's the lowest frequency we can hit with our Nissan 350Z design. While the Kicker, the large box hits X max somewhere around 27 hertz, and the small box hits X max somewhere around 27.8. So pretty much around the same frequency there. Okay, so X max is a check. Now let's check as well with the air velocity, rear port air velocity here. Okay, so as you can see here, the Kicker large box is actually going to hit 19.5 while our design hits a maximum of 19. So we are looking good here, and on top of this, we're going to go ahead and flare this port, so we know that we're not going to have any chuffing on this port. And again, we're sitting even lower than what Kicker would have done with their large box. Okay, so air velocity is also a check. Now we're going to go ahead and build this port and assemble in the box. So here we are, guys, putting together the pieces that we cut based on those dimensions, and this is the final product. So now that the port is completely built, let's put it in the box there and see how it fits. And as you can see in here, this is a perfect fit. It slides in there nice and tight. So at this point, we can definitely go ahead and put some glue and nail to secure our port in the box. And here we have our port exactly how it's going to be sitting in this box, guys. Alright, already. So before we actually attach the port to the box, we're going to go ahead and cut the rear wall first, just to make sure that our fitment is good all around before we actually attach this port in there. So let's do that. Well, I guess not yet, guys. I did have to run to the local Home Depot because we ran out of wood, so I needed to get some MDF. And here we are back and rolling. So let's cut the remaining pieces of this box and start assembling it, guys. Okay, again, while double checking myself on the process, I noticed that I needed to install these inserts first before I actually go ahead and install the port in there. Otherwise the port is going to be on the way later on, and I'm going to have a hard time installing these inserts. These inserts are really important because that's what the bolt going from the cabin to the trunk compartment are going to go through to help tighten the two pieces together. So once we're done sorting out that part, we went ahead and closed our box. So we started with the cabin compartment here. We went ahead and put our baffle on, and then we moved on to the trunk compartment. And here we are in the trunk compartment. As you can see, we went ahead and attached the port to the box, and we also installed the rear panel. So at this point, what was left to do is just put together the layers that are going to form the top section, and then close the top to finalize the build. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. Alrighty folks, so now that we're done building the trunk and the cabin section of our box, it's time to move on to the beauty panel. And we just cut it over here on our CNC machine. It's looking good, so we're gonna take it over in the vehicle to make sure we're still looking good as well. Of course, it's looking good, so we're gonna move on now and start the wrapping over. We're gonna wrap it with a vinyl, and we'll take it from there. Alright folks, I really tried my best to keep this video under 20 minutes, but I think we're not gonna be able to make it till the end of this build. So we're gonna have to let go from here, and I'll take it from there on part 2. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take. I got
take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.